if you're a gamer, then you already know some of the coolest music in the world is video game music. So a lot of times, when I have some free time, I always like to just go into my playlist and just jam to some video game music. And that's actually what I feel like doing tonight. So I'm not doing any like metal reactions or rock reactions or anything, but I'm just gonna just go through and play some of my favorite game musics that I like to just jam out to. So, sit back, relax, hang out with me, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. Usually, I would like to do something like this live, and that way I can take requests and, see what you guys like to hear. But right now, YouTube isn't allowing us to go live, so, you guys just have to put up with what I like. So, yeah, sorry. The Ori's theme from King of Fighters 96. I love the jazziness of this. Saxophone. They get down on this. Here we go. So usually the King of Fighters series has really good music. So you guys see the title of the songs. So if you want to check them out on your own time, that's cool. But if you are familiar with this soundtrack and you have a favorite track, let me know what some of your favorite tracks are, because there's a couple of hits on here that I really really like. But I don't know if I'm just gonna go through the full songs or if I'm just gonna because usually I like to listen, but then I switch it up and play different songs. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Just switching it up to some of my favorite songs. Let's see. And I really do like fighting game soundtracks. They have, some of the best soundtracks. Let me see. This is one. This is Dizzy's theme from Guilty Gear 2. Love how hard this is. This song definitely gets you pumped in a fighting game. some of the cool things I like about like fighting game music. Sometimes when you listen to it, it really just gets you pumped. It really gets you in the mood to just beat somebody's ass in some of these games. So I guess we'll go ahead and keep things going. Let me see. And then sometimes, you know what? I like to listen to other people's remixes of game music. And so one of my favorite game composers or remixers or whatever is DJ Karyu, in which he does a lot of Capcom remixes. And so he uses like a lot of drum and bass, jazz, hip hop oriented songs to some of my favorite game soundtracks. And so Chrono Trigger is actually one of my favorite games or favorite RPGs of all time. And the soundtrack to Chrono Trigger is so good, so incredibly good. But DJ Karyu has made this mix of a Chrono Trigger theme, and it's so good. I really, really enjoy it. So let's go ahead and check it out. Like this guy, he's good. He's solid. Organization he puts in his music, so ridiculously good. Usually I check out his channel every once in a while to see what mixes he has, because he mixes up a lot of my favorite games. But this guy, he is so good. Like, his mixes are masterful. So of course, you can check him out on your own free time. But usually, you can look him up as DJ Karyu, but I know that his music is on other people's page as well. So, definitely check him out. He's like, all of his music is worth a good listen. I think this is another good track that he did. This is a remix off of the Streets of Rage soundtrack, in which he mixed it. When he made this track, he mixed it with some of the elements of Street Fighter 3, because there's like some of Dudley's soundtrack in here. But let's see. Like, if you're a Streets of Rage fan, you could really appreciate his work.
That's swinging right there, boy.
Makes me feel like pulling out my Sega Genesis. Here we go. It's that deadly mix. You did good with this. So good, so good. This guy, his production work is like solid, 100%. Really enjoy his mixes. Dang man, there is just so many themes. Like a lot of times, I'll just type in game music themes that I just heard over the years that I really like. Like for a long time, I used to really enjoy the Killer Instinct soundtrack, and I used to really love the Killer Instinct intro, especially like how hard it hits. But when they came out with, I believe, the new KI on, or KI2, that was like my favorite theme for a long time. But when the new Killer Instinct Xbox theme came out, like I was like, yo, that took the cake right there. Let me see. This sounds like the old one. Okay, yeah, there we go. Like I said, you know, sometimes when they make these video game themes, it's like they make this shit and this shit literally gets you pumped. It gets you pumped to play the game. But, you know, I actually had this shit on my playlist in the gym. So when I would work out, I'd be listening to this hitting weights. And then, you know, I love it when YouTube always recommends songs that I like, because for some reason they know that Final Fantasy VIII is probably my favorite Final Fantasy game, and I love the soundtrack. Not this song though. It's like sometimes, you know, they almost get it right, but what is it? Let me see. Final Fantasy VIII. I can't remember the name of the song, but I know it's the battle theme. Don't be afraid. crazy how listening to game music will have you listening to like a whole bunch of different genres of music. Like I would have never guessed in a thousand years that I'd be listening to an orchestrated soundtrack from a video game, or listening to a heavy metal or a drum and bass soundtrack based off of a video game thing. Just crazy. Sometimes it's funny how video games will actually get you into different genres of music, because especially with something like Final Fantasy, because get you will develop your favorite composers, because Nobu Uematsu, is that how you say his name? Like he's probably one of my favorite Japanese composers next to Yoko Kanno. But the king of Final Fantasy battle themes, I would say it would be definitely a tie between Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy 13. So good. God, you gotta love it. Just all the elements that you hear in this song, so good. So it's like kind of like right now, I probably, if I was live, I'd probably be asking you guys like what I should be listening to next, because I could go on like for a long time with my favorite tunes. But you see how we've just jumped from fighting games to RPGs to classical music, or orchestrated themes. I mean, like, where could we go next? Let's see. And it's funny because like everything's just random. That's how it is. Usually when you fall in this video game music rabbit hole, you just start doing like any kind of music or songs that come to your head. And so one of my favorite games that I played back in the day or a while back was Metal Gear Solid 5, and I really enjoyed the soundtrack. I mean, the game was okay. It was, to me, I felt like it was incomplete, but the soundtrack was decent. So let me see. I thought Sins of the Father was really good.
In the deepest night.
And you really appreciate the song if you watch the trailer a whole bunch of times.
I'm still standing motionless.
But don't be mad at me, because a lot of times I like to skip to like my favorite parts. It's like even the scope of this song was epic. It's like when I hear this part, it makes me think of the trailer. The snake he was rescuing Paz. So he was like, Paz, I'm here to get you out. And he was like, what took you so long?
To repent, renounce what made words that kill. Would you speak them to me with your breath so still? It makes me believe that sins never die. Can't wash his blood off a hand. Let the world fill us all.
That's amazing how some of these artists can evoke so much emotion and put so much feeling into this music. And you're thinking, you know, it's a video game, you know, but it's like they put just so many elements into this music. It's just really cool. Let me think. Another song I like from the Metal Gear soundtrack is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. But I think, you know, that might be in a different video. I think I'm probably going to just go ahead and wrap this stream up for now and just jam out to some music later. But guys, if you have some of your favorite songs, definitely leave some requests down below in the comment section. So when I do go live for the next video, you know, we'll just go ahead and jam out together. You guys can go ahead and make your requests and I can hear some songs that I'm not familiar with. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy some of these tracks on here. If you have one that you didn't hear before and that you really like, let me know down in the comments below. You know, I'd love to hear y'all's feedback and thoughts about some of this music. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.